welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a part 2 to this video that I made about 4 months ago, which is a how to optimize your PPC campaigns video. So in the last video I did, it was through downloading search term reports from within Seller Central, actually reading the data through an Excel sheet, and then going ahead and making changes on your Seller Central account. Since making that video, Amazon has come up with almost the same data that you see in the search term reports from within Seller Central under ad groups where it says search terms. So in this video, I'm going to show you a step-by-step tutorial how to actually get to that data, how to read that data, and then how to implement the changes on your campaigns. This video does not replace the other video that I made. The other video is step-by-step and explains every single reason as to why I would negative exact a keyword, I would move a keyword from one campaign to another campaign. So if you haven't watched that video, go back and watch it first and then come back to this video, and that way it'll make more sense to you. It's also easier and quicker. It doesn't replace looking at a search term report at least once or twice a month, but it is a lot easier to also go in and have a look at your campaigns every single day. Now, I want to make it clear, I do not believe and definitely do not advise you to optimize campaigns every single day. What you should be doing is going and having a look at yesterday's data and making sure that impressions did not go towards keywords that are irrelevant to your product. At some stage during this video, I'm going to show you an example of an automatic campaign that I made just for this video, how non-related keywords were being targeted for one of my products. So you'll actually see that within this video. So what you should be doing every day is having a look at data to make sure that impressions are not being wasted towards non-converting keywords. I do not optimize every single day, as in I don't go in and try and make a decision on whether a keyword is converting well or is not converting well on the last 2 days of data, because it takes a minimum of 48 hours until the Amazon algorithm actually gives you the most updated data. So make sure that you're not making critical decisions on data that you're seeing from yesterday or the day before. I personally like to go in and optimize my campaigns a minimum of twice a week, and also analyzing the difference between last month and this month. But again, in the other search term report video, I go lots more into it, so make sure you watch that first. So if you're new to my channel, welcome to my channel. My name is Sharon. I'm a 7-figure Amazon FBA seller. I'm also a mother, a wife, an entrepreneur, and an Amazon FBA coach. I created this channel so I can share information on Amazon FBA. So if you're interested in that, please make sure to hit the subscribe button. It really helps me to grow the channel. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you'll know when I bring out more videos. So without further ado, let's get into my computer. Okay, so before we continue, I just want to explain the difference between negative keywords and negative targeting, okay? And then today's video is about this here. I want to explain this because I get asked questions all the time about this. When you put a keyword as a negative keyword in here as negative keywords, this is at what we call at a campaign level. Meaning if you have more than one ad group and you put a keyword here as a negative keyword, that negative keyword is relevant for the entire campaign. If I put in here water bottle as a negative exact, that the keyword water bottle will not be targeted under both these ad groups here, okay? Because it's at a campaign level. Once I click on this ad group and it takes me over here, okay, it'll say negative targeting. And then when I put a keyword as a negative keyword and negative targeting, then it is just for that specific ad group, okay? So that is the difference between negative keywords and negative targeting. Okay, in today's video, what we're focusing on is the search terms over here. So basically the reason I've made this video is because since I made the last video, which will show up here right now, for how to read your search term reports and how to optimize your PPC campaigns, Amazon has brought this out. Many of you who I have done one-on-one coaching with, you've already learned about this and you know how this works. But basically, Amazon is going to give you all the data that you see in the reports here as well. For anyone who doesn't really love reading reports and doesn't necessarily really like looking at Excel sheets, etc., and the color coding that I do is a little bit complicated for them, this video is for you. So I'm going to click on search terms. I ended up going into a different campaign, because this campaign is a phrase campaign and there was just more information that I could really use to show you guys some examples. So obviously you're not going to see the actual search terms and keywords, but you can see the data over here. So the first thing you want to do when you go into the search term data, which is new, and you can see my mouse moving around it now, is you want to go into the columns and over here, and you want to actually customize it. Okay, and you can, I always have it on impressions, clicks, click-through rate, spend, cost per click, orders, sales, advertising. Okay, once you've done that, then you should have all the information that you really need in order to optimize over here. Okay, the second thing you want to do is you want to click on impressions, so they'll be from highest to lowest. This is the way that I optimize. Now I want to make it clear, the video that I have on my YouTube channel, which is a step-by-step on how I actually optimize from my search term reports, is a video you must watch in order to understand this one. I'm not going to make this one as long as the other one, so I'm not going to get into it as far into detail as I do in the other one. So watch the other one and know that you can take what I teach there and implement it and use that here. Okay, so the first thing I do is I look at the impressions. I want to know where my impressions are going. And I'm going to show you two separate examples in this video as to why that is. 11 out of 11,000 impressions this month, this one keyword from this phrase campaign has already taken 3,500 impressions, had 24 clicks, click-through rate of 0.6, which is not the worst and definitely not the best, has already spent $37, 24 clicks, $37 with no conversion. Now that is something that I'm very unhappy about and I'm not interested in having there. And the first thing I care about is the impressions. I first of all care about the fact that 3,500 impressions went towards a non-converting search term, okay? The second thing I care about is the fact that it had 24 clicks and it had no conversion. What I'm about to say depends on your product, okay? If you have a product that the cost per click is, let's say, $1.50, but you're selling the product for $70 or $80, what I'm about to say is not applicable to you, okay? But if you have a product like this one, for example, for this specific campaign, the product that is sold in here is sold between $27 to $29, and the cost per click, as you can see, the average cost per click is $2.11. Okay, you can see that here. I want to see a maximum of one conversion for every 10 clicks. I specifically for this specific product. Okay, so I have 24 clicks. That's almost like 2.5 times what I actually want to see. So this search term that comes under this phrase match campaign is going to become a negative exact. Now in this campaign, I only have one ad group, so I'm going to add that as a keyword in negative targeting. So what you need to have ready to do this, because you can do it as you go, is you need to have ready another tab of the same campaign already in negative targeting ready, okay? So I'm going to grab the search term here, I'm going to copy it, and then I'm going to paste it here as a negative exact. I'm negative exacting it and not negative phrasing it because I don't want this exact search term, which I know that you guys can't see, but anyway, this exact search term to be targeted anymore. I still want the keyword that I'm targeting to be targeted, but I don't want the search term to be targeted. So I'm going to copy that search term and I will paste it here, okay? That is, I can see all the information that I need that you guys will see in the search term report video that I have. I can also see not all of it, but most of it here. And I can actually optimize by campaign. I can also play around with the date range over here. I can also export it, which if you're exporting, then you may as well just do an actual report. But anyway, I can also play around with the date range here as well. After the impressions, I may also have a look, obviously, at if I click on this, the clicks will be from highest to lowest, etc. But the point of this video is for you to see that all the information that you see in the search term video, you can actually find over here. Now, if we have a look at a little bit more, I can see here, okay, I just saw 94% ACOS. Okay, now this is a keyword that did not have that many impressions. The click-through rate is okay. 8 clicks out of 479 is okay. The spend is $28 and there was only one order. So it's $29.95 and $29.97 is the sales. Cost per click of $3.54. Now I do not want to spend that amount of money for this keyword. It's definitely not worth it. Number one, I can either negative exact this exact search term in this phrase campaign and move this search term into an exact campaign where I control the exact click. Remember that when you change a bid for a keyword that is being targeted in a phrase campaign, then you're actually changing the bid for all the variations that come out of that keyword. So I don't want to actually change for this exact keyword because the keyword itself actually does convert okay at a higher bid, but I don't want this specific search term to have this bid. So what I can do is I can actually take this search term that is costing this cost per click, I can negative exact it in this phrase campaign and then put that into an exact campaign where I will control 100% of the bid. Okay, so that is another thing that I can see over here. I'm just trying to scan through quickly and see what else. Okay, so as I have scrolled down a little bit more, I have come to see some keywords with a super low ACOS. So for example here, there is a keyword that only has 172 impressions this month to date. One click, and that one click has turned into a sale. Now this is a super long tail keyword. I know you guys can't see it. It's a super long tail keyword. Very, very relevant keyword. And usually I will want to wait to see another conversion, so at least 2 conversions before I take a keyword and move it to an exact campaign. But because this keyword is super, super relevant, I may negative exact it here and actually add it into a new exact campaign. And also you can see here, where was it? Here. Okay, this one has 27 impressions. 27 impressions, one click, and that one click has 100% conversion. It turned into a sale. Now, this is a different pricing. So they actually ended up buying a different product of mine. So what that means is there is only one product actually being targeted under this specific campaign, but they must have ended up buying another product from my catalog, and that's why this pricing here has changed. So this is how you can actually see what keywords, what clicks, what impressions went towards what keywords from within Amazon, and you don't have to necessarily download a search term report. Okay, so you can see that information here. Now, how you read that information and what you should do with information, the in-depth side of it is in the other video. So if you haven't watched that video, it's definitely will be a part 1 to this video. Watch that. I explain every single reason why I take out a specific keyword and what I do with it. And this video, use this one to understand how to read this section of your campaign manager and how to actually read the search terms here. Again, you can also change the date range, so you can change it to yesterday, to a week ago, to whatever it is that the way that you want to optimize right now. And this is the way that you can do this from within Amazon. This method will suit someone who prefers not to deal with Excel sheets and optimize from within Seller Central. So just to wrap it up, you would have 2 tabs open. Your first tab open would be your search terms, and your second tab open would be your negative targeting or your negative keywords, which I've already explained what that is. Another tab you may want to have open is an Amazon.com tab, where there you would use, if you had ASINs, for example, if you're doing this for an automatic campaign and you see ASINs come up and you want to actually click on them, you'll be able to click on them from within here. Okay, unfortunately, I can't show you guys what I mean unless I was to give away a product, which I'm not interested in doing. So when you are looking at an automatic campaign, it will actually show the ASIN and it will be clickable, the link to the actual product page. So you can actually click on it. It'll be under this column, customer search term column. Again, when you will be looking at data from an auto campaign, under the customer search term column, if you have ASINs that are being targeted, the ASINs will be clickable from within here. You can actually click on them and have a look. Why do you care about that, and why is that important to you? I'll put up my product targeting campaign video right now, and you can watch that later as well. You care about that because if there are ASINs in here that you are able to compete against and you're converting well against them, you want to have a look at the actual product page, look at that and actually see that, and then you can go ahead and take that ASIN and put it into a product targeting campaign. You'll understand what I mean by watching the video that I'm going to put up here right now. And another reason you should also have a .com tab open is because if there is a keyword here that doesn't make sense for your product, but you got a sale on it or whatever it may be, you can just easily copy and paste it into .com and have a look at the competition and see whether it's a keyword that you should or should not be targeting. I'll now try and find another campaign where I can show you guys an example of. Okay, so you guys can only see currently a part of my screen. This is a automatic campaign that I made specifically. It's why it's also, you can see it's called sample. And I made this just in order to make this video. So if you follow me, you know that I have already been selling on Amazon for over 3 years. So I don't have that many automatic campaigns today because I already know my keywords very, very well. And I want to give Amazon as little control as possible. So an example of optimization here would be, in this campaign, I sell a type of cosmetics face mask, okay? So it's a type of mask that you put on your face for cosmetics reason, not a medical or a surgery mask. And I'm filming this at the time of also the coronavirus outbreak is out now. So it makes sense to me that these keywords have currently been targeted. And this is what I want you to see. I put this by impressions highest to lowest. This campaign's only been running anyway for like a week and a half or 2 weeks. And see this. Together, this and this, okay, is almost half of the impressions. Almost half of the impressions went towards totally non-related keywords. I do not sell a medical mask and I do not sell a surgery mask. And very soon I'll show you guys what comes up when you type in surgery mask and medical mask. Okay, I do not sell these. Now this is all live. You can see it's all live. Okay, this had 3,533 impressions. Okay, so I could either have downloaded a report, which you guys already have a video. I've already made a video on how I would do that. Or I could go in, and this is an example of where I would optimize daily. I told you guys that I do not recommend to optimize daily, as in do not start playing around with your bids and negative exacting keywords that are relevant to your product on a daily basis. What you can do daily is get rid of non-relative keywords that will most probably be only either in your auto or broad campaign. You shouldn't have non-relevant keywords in your phrase and your exact. But for example, had I gone into this specific campaign on a daily basis, I would have seen that medical mask was taking over half, well not over half, but half of the impressions. Together these two keywords were taking half of the impressions. Some of you would have ignored this because you don't look at impressions. What you look at is ACOS. So there's no ACOS because there's hardly any clicks, but there's hardly any clicks because this is a non-relevant keyword for me. The click-through rate is like horrible. 0.14 is very, very bad. And I only spent $4. So some of you may have ignored this because you would have said, oh, it's only $4. Yeah, but this is money wasted. Even if I didn't physically spend money, actual money on this, this is money wasted. It just wasn't converting well because of this. The keywords that are converting have got hardly any impressions because this non-relevant keyword was eating up all of the impressions. Okay, so if you have a look at this, you can see that this is a 37% ACOS, which is not a good ACOS for me, but I also know why. Okay, I don't yet know how to blur out all of the other keywords. That's why I'm only showing you guys these two keywords. What I did was I clicked on impressions, so they would be from highest to lowest, and these are the top two keywords that got most of the impressions. Okay, obviously they got no sales because they're totally like not related in any way to the product. Okay, so what I would then do is, I'm going to show you guys in a second, but just so you guys understand, this is a way where I could use this on a daily basis or on a weekly basis, for example, or I could use from within Amazon. So my next step now would be to negative exact medical mask and surgery mask. Now I'm actually going to pause this campaign because I'm not interested in having this campaign, and I only made this campaign in order to create this video for you guys. I knew I was going to make this video, so I made this campaign about a week and a half ago. I actually did not necessarily expect this to happen. Well, it makes sense to me, obviously, but I didn't expect surgery mask and medical mask to come up, but it ended up being a great example for you guys to see. So my next step would be to click on negative targeting and negative exact, or actually I may even negative phrase this, because surgery and medical have absolutely nothing to do with my products whatsoever. So medical and surgery I may actually put into a negative phrase rather than negative exacting these exact search terms. Why? Because I don't want medical or surgery to be targeted at all for a campaign if I don't sell any medical related or surgery related keywords. Okay, so you can either put it in negative targeting. I should have explained this before this part, so you guys should already know this. If I put it in negative targeting, then it is on an ad campaign level, meaning if you have more than one ad campaign, if you put it in negative targeting, it's only going to negative target within that ad group. When you put it in the main campaign, which is called negative keywording, then you're negative exacting or negative targeting those keywords for that entire campaign. I probably already explained this, so you guys should understand what I'm talking about. So this is an example of where I could have used the search terms from within Amazon, the data from within Amazon, to help me optimize. And had I done this on a daily basis, okay, if I would have done this, let's say 2 or 3 days after creating this campaign, I may have already seen this, but because I literally didn't do anything with this campaign, because I just made it in order to make this video and I didn't actually even look here, then I didn't even see this. But it has ended up being a great example to you guys, so I have no problem with that. So again, medical mask, surgery mask have absolutely nothing to do with my products. They have eaten up half of the impressions for this campaign, and I can now open up another tab and straight away copy them and negative exact that, and I'll show you guys now what I mean by that. Okay, so I've gone into negative keywords and I put in medical, surgical, and surgery, and I'm putting them as a negative phrase because I don't want Amazon to target in this auto campaign the word medical, surgical, or surgery at all whatsoever. Okay, so therefore I will be clicking on add keywords, and you can see medical, surgical, and surgery have been negative phrased within this, and I am clicking save. And there you go, you can now see that it is in negative keywords. Okay, so just so you guys understand, medical mask, okay, this is the type of medical masks that my product was showing on when I actually sell something similar to this. Now obviously I'm not interested in giving away my products in any way. You guys know, if you follow me, I have 2 separate cosmetics brand and I have a baby brand. And one of the products that I sell in the cosmetics brand is a product similar to this, but very, very, very high end. But this is where the ads should be showing up for. Now I don't even target a keyword like this because it's actually not my keyword. But if I was to, then products similar to these cosmetics products would make sense to my specific product. But instead, that auto campaign had put more than half of the impressions toward keywords to do with this. Remember, it was medical mask and also surgical mask. Okay, both of these are absolutely not related to my product in any way. So I was losing money. This is the way I look at it. I was losing money by having the impressions wasted towards these types of keywords that are absolutely not related to my product in any way, rather than having those impressions go towards relative keywords and then potentially converting. So by going into Amazon and optimizing Again, you can either optimize on Amazon plus also do the other way that I optimize, which is the search term report video that I've made. This video along with that video go hand in hand. In my opinion, you should be using both these methods, and it's not either or. In that other video, I explain a lot more in depth than what I will be explaining in this video, but I hope that these examples are helping you guys understand why it is important to continuously optimize and what are the different ways that you can optimize. If you don't really understand that well how to use reports, then this is another option for you. So we've reached the end of the video. I just want to make sure that you guys understand how I actually got to the data that I showed you in the video. So when you go into your Seller Central account, at the top it'll say advertising. You want to click on Campaign Manager. From there, you want to scroll down to your campaign and click on it. And then you want to scroll down to the ad group and click on the ad group. And from there, you want to click on search terms. And then it's going to take you to what I showed you guys today. For anyone who's watched this video without watching these 3 videos first, I highly recommend that you watch these 3 videos, especially the first and the last one, and then come back and watch this one again. It'll make so much more sense to you. Now, also, if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please subscribe now. And also, if you're not in my Amazon FBA group, it is called Amazon FBA Alphas. I will have a link to it down below and also a link to these videos down below in the description. Thank you all, and I will see you in the next video.